All right. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Daily Wisdom. This is James Zheng, coach, trainer, entrepreneur. We go through 10, 15 minutes of wisdom to help you implement into your lives, your businesses, and talk about some cool things. And we've been talking about a topic of a quantum leap in your life. Good morning, Kelly from Texas. And definitely drop in the chat where you're from. But if this sounds like something interesting to you, share this with someone, tag this with someone else, put all of our replays onto the YouTube. So the YouTube onto YouTube. So you can subscribe to that as well too. And specifically dealing with your quantum leap, and what a quantum leap is experiencing results in your life that are like beyond your imagination. Maybe it's going from 10,000 a year to 100,000 a year, for example. Maybe it's something amazing in your family. Maybe it's something amazing in your health. Whatever that it is you're looking for, there are principles and there are truths to apply on how to achieve these quantum leaps. And today I'm going to talk about what we'll dub as the magic words for a quantum leap, right? We all like magic, and thanks for the compliment. Abracadabra is a magic word, you know. What else is it? I think that's the magic word right there, right? So there's magic words when it comes to achieving the things that you want in your life. And I learned this from Bob Proctor. He's the foremost mindset teacher of our generation. But here are the words, and you put these in front of anything that you want to be able to achieve, is I am so happy and grateful now that I am fill in the blank. So if it's 10xing your income, I am so happy and grateful now that I've 10x my income by blah, 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 blah time. If it's achieving a dream in your personal life, I am so happy and grateful now that I am in the most amazing relationship of my life, right? You just fill in the blanks there. And these words are so powerful if you understand the principles behind them, because I am so happy and grateful now that I am. If you know why they're powerful, it's not just as saying the words will be magical, but it's more of the implementation of these principles in your life that can start to help you to achieve those quantum leaps. So let's go through this process a little bit. I want you to fill in the blank with what you want. Because when I understood this principle, it changed my life for forever. All right. So I am so happy and grateful. Why is this important? All right. If you want to achieve something, then you have to first have it done in your mind before you have it done in this physical reality. Everything's created twice, once in the mind, once out here. The chair you're sitting on, the computer you're using, the phone that you're using to take a look at this right now. At one point in time, that was just in someone's imagination. And they said, you know what? That can work. I'm going to go figure it out. The same with all the dreams that you have in your life as well, too. It's got to be done in the mind before it gets done in reality. However, this is what stops a lot of us. We have an idea, we have a dream, we have a vision, but then we say, oh, it'd be nice to have that. Oh man, I can't wait until one day. Wouldn't it be nice if it's something in the future rather than something right now? If you talk to anybody that's created any type of success or created anything of significance, you will see that they talk differently. They begin with the end in mind, right? They already have the vision clear in the mind. They said, this is done. One of my friends and mentors, Alex Morton, he wrote a book. It's called It's Already Done. So you have to begin with the finished product in mind. You have to begin with that finished dream in mind. And the emotions are very, very important, because your mind cannot separate the difference of what's real, quote unquote, versus what is perceived to be real. Right? You can literally, like, if you close your eyes right now and you imagine yourself, I know it's wintertime. If you imagine yourself to be in somewhere really warm and really hot, imagine like we were just in Tahiti and you're under the baking hot Tahiti sun, getting the tan of your life. It's crazy that your body can actually react. Have you noticed that? Like, you can literally kind of change the perception of temperature in your body just by thinking a certain way, imagining a certain way. So it's important with your dream. What's important for your quantum leap is as you put that down, whatever the goal is, you then start to say, I am so happy and grateful. Why is grateful? Well, some people say, well, it's good to be grateful for the things that we have. But what if you can be grateful for the things that you don't have yet, but you want? Can't you be grateful for that ahead of time? Can't you have things ahead of time? Because if you are, then it's starting to program your mind a certain way, isn't it? That dream that you want, you can already act as if it's already happened. And if you lived like that already, if you knew that the dreams that you had in your life were already happened, wouldn't we think with gratitude, living as if we were already done? So that dream home that you want, the dream car that you want, the dream influence that you want, the dream business that you want, the dream relationship that you want, what if today it were actually true? How would you feel? The feelings are what reprograms the subconscious mind. That's the only way that the subconscious actually hears. So I am so happy, because you would be happy, right? If you achieve the things that you say that you want, and you would be grateful. I call gratitude God's frequency, right? Gratitude opens up the floodgates. Gratitude opens up the door to miracles. So being grateful for the things that we want already ahead of time. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. It's in the present tense. You live the dream now as if it were already done. And in the beginning, when you start to do this, I'll be honest, it's kind of weird, because you're looking at this, you're doing this exercise, you're like, I'm totally lying to myself. That's not even real. But if you trust the process, you keep up this repetitive process every single day, and you keep on repeating this, and you keep on reprogramming this, and you keep on doing this over and over and over and over again. If it's an actual burning desire, if it's something that you actually really, really want, you know what you start to realize as you actually repeat this process, and you do this every single day, write it down. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 10x my income. I'm so happy and grateful now that I've blah, blah, blah. What you'll start to realize is that you're going to refine your goal. You're going to actually start to see the things that you really, really do want. So you're going to see after 30 days, do you actually really, really want it? And if you do, you're going to have a burning desire over that want. Case in point, here's a good shopping example. Have you guys ever done this before? Has there ever been something that you really, really thought you wanted, and then you held off for another day? And then the next day, you're like, I don't really want that anymore. But have you also had something that you held off, and the next day it grew a stronger desire? Put a 1 in the chat if that's ever happened there. You know, that's when you know you really, really want something, when the want remains. Funny story, but it's a true story. Becky, if you guys heard, she was looking at this Facebook ad, caught her attention. Paris Hilton got these, like, there's this type of glitter dip or something, powder dip, where you put your fingernails in it, and then you can, like, have like painted nails or something. There's this, I haven't done my nails, right? So obviously you can tell, but she saw this like a week or two ago, and she's like, I'll hold off. And then she's been thinking about it. And just yesterday, she's like, should I get this? I'm like, you've been thinking about it, you should go get it, right? So you got to make sure that the things that you really, really want, they are things that you actually want. The way to do that is to repeat it. But as you continue this process of putting nail dip, as you can repeat this process, I am so happy and grateful now that I am, blah, blah, blah. You will notice, number one, if you want it or not. But number two, you will also notice that if you do really, really want it, you're going to really, really, really want it. The key to getting your quantum leap is a burning desire. And what will start to happen is when it clicks. It clicks one day when you convince yourself that it's already done. You get into this phase called faith, which is, I don't know how it's going to get done. I just know it's going to get done. And that is when the miraculous stuff starts to happen in your life. You start to create the impossible. You start to get ideas you weren't thinking about before. You start to move and navigate towards directions you weren't thinking about before. The first time I did this, and I learned this concept, I did it because we had one dream. And the dream was, we wanted to be speakers on the largest virtual conference in the world. And I wrote down on a card, said, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a speaker on, it's called the Virtual GoPro stage. It seemed impossible. Number one, we didn't know the host personally at all. Number two, we had never been involved in this at all. Number three, there was not even a way to get on stage. It's not like you can just apply and get on stage, but we said, that's what I want. I wrote it down, and opportunities started lining up. There was a mentorship class that opened up. We said, we're going to go join this mentorship with this person, Eric Worre, that hosts this event. We're like, we're going to be a part of that because we want to build up our business. Halfway through this program, it said that Eric Worre made a shout out. He said, in this group, and there was over 1,000 people that joined this mentorship, he said, we're looking for testimonials to feature on stage about this program. I go, oh, okay. That seemed impossible. There's 1,000 people and there's a lot of stories. Why us, right? But like, this is what we want. So we submitted our story. And guess what? Out of the 6 people chosen, me and my wife were chosen to be one of those testimonials. And next thing you know, a year after we put this goal on a card with I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a speaker on the virtual GoPro stage. 2020, we wrote that down. 2021, we end up on the largest stage in the world. And we're like, oh my gosh, this actually happened. You can call it a miracle, or you can just say these are laws that we're applying. And I was just like, wow, this works. And when I started to realize, when that clicked, when I knew what these magic words could do, I started applying that in every single area of my life that I really, really wanted. If you choose to do that for 2023, I'm telling you, you're going to go on the most amazing, miraculous journey of your life. Yeah, there are definitely laws of attraction for sure. So if we know these are laws, so here's a couple of action steps, right? If you've never tried this before, I challenge you to try this with a goal and start to write this out. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am, blah, 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 with whatever goal that it is that you want for the next, do until the rest of this year. And if you already know these are laws, then my challenge to you is to elevate the dream. If laws are laws, they can work for anything. And I believe that if it's a God-willed dream, and then we apply these types of laws to it, it will happen. The saying is, let the size of your God determine the size of your dreams. So for some of us, we need to dream even bigger. You know, some of our goals are way too small. Maybe you've applied this before in your life. You're like, oh, it works. But what about the next dream? That's what I'm challenging myself with, right? I have a goal today that I just locked in. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Wow. But if laws are laws, then there's no fear. In fact, there's just a thrill. So that's my challenge for you guys today. So if you got an action step from today, you've got an inspiration from today, put a 2 in the chat and continue to follow along with us. The commitment is to help you guys achieve your quantum leap. And we're going to go through some of these principles together. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Awesome. So if this was helpful, share this with somebody, subscribe to our YouTube. And if you want to join our Zoom room, we have a live Zoom room every day where we're doing these Monday through Friday. So it's great to see Angie and my wife and Annette, Julie, Marla. And more than welcome to join us in this group. We do this Monday through Friday. So ask us for a link and we'll definitely link you to that. All right, guys. Other than that, have an awesome day. Safe holidays.